welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we have another episode of Nailed It. If you are new to the series, this is Nailed It with a question mark because we either nailed it or we failed it. And there is a group of us, and all participants this week are listed down below in the description box. But there's a group of us where we take a photo for inspiration and we try to recreate the look using what we have. So the only rule is that you are not allowed to purchase something specifically to do a look. So you're not allowed to buy anything new. And today we have this beautiful look from McGrath. And I have to say, I'm very, very nervous about this one because anything with like a black base makes me very nervous for the potential mess that I can create. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna start off with base products, and her face looks very, very matte. So I am going to go ahead, I'm gonna start off with my Surratt Perfectioniste Primer, and then I'm going to use the Guerlain L'Essentiel, the High Perfection Foundation, which is the new matte version. It's not available here in the US yet, but I purchased mine off of Selfridges, and it should be coming at some point to the US. It's a permanent product. I'm just taking one squeeze of the primer. And I concentrated it mostly in this area, which is where I get the oiliest during the day. And then I'm actually going to start with under eye concealer. I'm using the Chantecaille Real Skin Plus Stick today because I want something a little higher coverage. And I'm just going to kind of put this under my eyes using my finger. And I'm not getting super, super close to my eyes because I don't want anything to accumulate in the lines there. Add a little bit more. So with this product, I like to use this usually more like all over my face, like, you know, you put it in certain spots and spread it out. But I also like to use this for a concealer for under the eyes when I want something a little heavier than my normal Le Camouflage Sealo. Now for the foundation, I use shade 00N. And this is the Guerlain L'Essentiel High Perfection Foundation. I'm going to use the Guerlain L'Essentiel brush with this as well. So this little brush, I always forget, I think it's like bamboo and charcoal that it's made out of, the fibers. And I love this little brush. I personally like, you know, small size foundation brushes because I get a little bit more control, but this brush itself is just so soft and it just performs really well. So it's definitely one of my favorite makeup brushes for foundation. So when I'm putting on foundation, I never, or very rarely, put it directly on my nose. Instead, I'll just kind of use what's left on the brush to kind of go over that. And I still have a ton left on my hand. I'm just going to add a little bit more to my cheeks. All right, so still plenty left, but I'm done. So I'm gonna finish the rest of the face later. I just really wanted to get the base down. Okay, I am just gonna take the Koh Gen Do Brightening Moisture Powder in Blurring Beige. I'm gonna dust that over. So I'm just taking the Chikahodu. This is Chikahodu and Beautylicious Lunar New Year brush from last year, I think. And I just wanna give it a light coating here, because not only will it add a little mattification, not that I need it anymore, but it also kind of like blurs things out a little bit. And in case I end up making a mess, it's a little bit easier to clean up if I already have a little powder down and it doesn't adhere directly to the foundation. All right, I'm gonna bring you in closer so we can start on the eyes. Okay, now I have never tried taping something for an eye shape before, but if you look at her photo, it looks very, very sharp. So it doesn't really look like it was done without some sort of tape. So I don't have like regular like makeup tape or anything. So I'm just going to take some Scotch tape and we'll just hope that this works. Actually, let's try to go a little closer here. Wow, that feels weird. All right, I think I have the wrong angle. I'm up too high. All right, by the time I'm done, I'm sure I will need to add more foundation there, but I think it's gonna angle more like this. All right, I still think this one's a little too high. Let's just fix this one last time. Okay, I think they're about the same now. So her base looks black, but kind of bluish. So I think I'm gonna go in with this. This is the Guerlain Mad Eyes Contrast Shadow Duo. And I think it's gonna be a little easier for me to use this than like powder. So I'm gonna try this. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna start putting this on. See how this goes. If it's too blue, I'll add some black powder or something to it. Just add a little bit here in the corner. Okay, and then taking the Esom V27, I'm just gonna kind of start blending this here. Okay, this is just not turning out well. Let me get a different brush. The Esom V33 now. So I'm gonna kind of blend this here in the crease area. To say this product moves and blends out more than I was thinking it would. And I'm gonna switch back to this brush and kind of do this little. All right, so she's got kind of this shape here. And I'm just gonna add more of this. Yeah, I don't like the way this is looking. It's so like patchy and everything. Now, before I get to something else, I think I'm just gonna kind of finish with this. I don't know, maybe, I guess I'll put some like black powder or something on here. Let me just do the other eye so this matches. All right, I'm gonna try the Danessa Myricks Color Fix, and this is Blackout. So I'm just dipping the bristles in here a little bit, and we're gonna start off with the lash line and move up. So now I'm going to use the side of the brush, kind of go over this a bit, and hopefully that patchiness will not show through. Going back to the V33 to kind of blend that out a little bit more. You can still see some of the patchiness there, but I think let's move on for now. Okay, so I just wiped off this brush. This is the V27, and I'm just gonna kind of try to make this corner here a little smoother. All right, and now I'm taking the Esom V34. It's clean, and I'm just gonna kind of buff this a little bit here up by the brow, just very, very gently. All right, so this is what I've got for the black base, and I think we're just gonna leave it at this. And then for the gold and the silver, we're going to use the Decadence palette, these two shades here. I know that she used this palette for the look. I'm not sure specifically which shades. I didn't want to look at that. So, but we are going to use these, and we're going to use them wet because it looks like she's essentially painting them on. All right, so on my mixing tray, I'm going to use some of the Esom Pro Mixing Medium. So I put a few drops here, and we're going to start off with the gold, and I'm going to use the Sonia G. Oh no, we're not using this. All right, so I'm going to use the Esom V09. This is a synthetic brush. The flat definer that I was about to use is goat hair, and it's dyed, so I didn't want to use that with something wet. All right, so here we go. If only I had smooth eyelids like the model. That would be nice. Okay, so it looks like it goes to about here for the gold. But it definitely like kind of dips down on this half of the lid. So there's actually a little video clip of this on Instagram, and I will leave that linked down below, or rather the account. I don't think I can link the exact clip. All right, so obviously on me with my wrinkly eyelids, this isn't gonna look as nice. All right, so with my eye open, I'm just taking this brush and making this line look even while it's open. I have to say, one good thing about using this Danessa Myrix is that none of the black is transferring with my wet brush, which is nice. All right, I wiped off the brush. I'm going into the shade below it. And let's try this. All right, going back into the gold here where I hit it with the silver. See, that's not really going over that well. Try again. There we go. Well, this is a mess. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do at this point because I feel like if I try to make it better, it's going to get worse. All right, well, I mean, this is the best I can do with this. All right, so I'm just taking my foundation brush and just going over the area that had the tape. I didn't put any additional foundation there, but just to, you know, whatever's left. All right, so this is my messy look. I don't even know what to say. No, it doesn't look like she has anything on the lower lash line, just mascara, and she probably has some false eyelashes on. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so for the mascara, I'm just gonna go in with the Chantecaille Faux Seal Longest Lash Mascara. All right, so I'm taking the Esom V27, and I'm just gonna kind of, you know, go over these edges so they're not quite so stark. Yeah, I mean, that's the best I can do. All right, so for mascara, it looks like she has like a nudie peach kind of blush. I'm gonna go in with the Chanel Rose Ecrin. And I'm taking the Classic Cheek from Sonia G for this. And we're just gonna go ahead and put this on. And hers is actually not really as high as I usually would put mine. Hers is more like here, but my face shape, I'm just gonna kind of go with my normal placement instead. And then it doesn't look like bronzer, but it does look like she has some contour. So I'm gonna take the Surratt Dew shade. I'm just gonna use the Koh Gen Do Aqua brush. All right, for brows, hers are kind of stretched up. I'm just gonna take the Surratt brow pomade. This is the clear one, the original. Just gonna kind of brush these up. I think I'm gonna need to actually use a brush too. This is just a really old brush. I don't even know what it's from. My mom gave it to me when I was young and I just kept it. But it's just a very old eyeshadow brush or eyebrow brush. All right, and then for lips, they're very light. Let's go ahead and start with a pencil. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Patrick Ta liner in She's Proud. I'm gonna put this around the perimeter. So there, She's Proud. It's a little too beige. I'm gonna add something a little bit more mauve-y toned on top. Can't find quite the right shade, so I'm gonna go in with Chanel's lip liner in Pivoine. This is number 164. Right, and then her lips are like super, super light, like almost like a concealer lip. Let me see what I have. I don't want to put concealer on my lips, but I think I have a lipstick that's super light. All right, I'm gonna take this. This is Kjaer Weis in Gracious. It's too light for me. All right, I think the lip color actually turned out well. I'm just gonna kind of brush over the edges because they're not sharp lines on her. Then I'm going to dust these lips with some powder. I'm taking the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder, the white one, the original. So just going to get some on my fingers. I thought that might make it a little bit whiter. Not so much, but it does give a really matte look, which is more like what she has. So my lips are definitely a little bit deeper, but let me move you back and we'll take a look at the whole look. All right, so this is my final look. Obviously, the eyes are a mess. You know, it's really hard to get those nice straight lines when you've got kind of wrinkly, partially hooded eyes like I have. So that was part of the challenge, but obviously, you know, I'm just not as skilled either. Otherwise, I feel like the blush and the contour shade and the foundation, all of that really works well. I think even the lip color, even though it's a little bit deeper than hers, I think it also works well. It's a good match, I think. A little bit too deep, but still similar enough. And I think overall, from a distance, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look quite as different as I thought it would. But when you go to close your eyes and you can really see this mess, that's when it really looks bad. So I did want to do my hair like hers. Unfortunately, I used to have one of those barrel irons. I guess I don't have it anymore. I couldn't find that. I also couldn't find my bobby pins. So we're with barrettes and that's it. So this is my final look for today. Please let me know what you think and let me know if you're interested in trying this. You know, even though it's definitely a huge challenge, it's so much fun to try different things like this and just kind of see how it goes. Now, I have to admit, I didn't think this was going to go very well for me. So I am definitely going to be taking this off right away because yeah, this is not the look I want to go with for today. But, you know, it's fun to play with. It's fun to experiment. And even if you don't nail something, you're still building some skills that maybe you didn't have previously. So that's one of the reasons I like this. I also really like the fact that, you know, we're using things we have and we're looking at our stash and maybe finding things and so forth that we haven't used in a long time. So overall, I thought this was a lot of fun, and don't forget to check out all of the other participants. They are listed down below in the description box. Thank you so much to everybody who's been participating in the Nailed It series. I love to see how it keeps growing. We get more and more participants every time. And thank you so much to all of you who watch this. And again, if you're interested in trying this at home, and you want me to share your photo on the next Nailed It episode, feel free to DM me. I'm at Alexis Jong on Instagram, and I'd be happy to include you. So thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see you very soon.